Welcome everyone to season 7 of Survivor Michigan.
And I am getting this really great opportunity to play, and I don't want that to go to waste.
So I'm not going to be afraid to backstab or break anyone's trust.
There's just something about the game where it triggers your will to survive, right?
I think that I will hopefully win because I feel like I have the personality to make friends and make alliances easier.
Yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the semester.
Now, Emma is wrong. That is the incorrect answer.
We are just in awe of this man's stupidity.
But Brian S., who worked with me on production for season 6, is also on my tribe.
As a result of being picked commissioner, I got a small advantage in the game.
You know what? That's fine.
All right.
We made an alliance called The Middle.
And she said that one of the Bryans reached out to her on Zoom. And she thought it was Brian S. Was it you or was it...
Like, they're not gonna tell me if they're voting for me.
And he met with Megan, and she threw my name out.
I was like, acting like she doesn't want to flip. At the end of the day, like, I know she's considering it.
I don't want to choose.
She has transferred her idol over to me. I am now the owner of an idol.
I'm going to play my Spurs idol on Rohan.
I still have faith in the Keen Scene crew.
Yes.
So
again, I still want to work with you guys.
Like, we should do a final 3 sort of thing.
And I think Soraya and Emma would be on that who I want to work with list.
I've come to the conclusion that everyone wants to work with me because of my lovely personality.
We also have like a final 3 set up kind of with Soraya.
I think Keynesian crew is going to have to come to an end today. If I get enough people on board with voting for Rohan, I'll give like a visual signal.
The advantage was a real respin.
I'll be honest, like, I wasn't planning to do this originally, but I realized you were in a really good position to win, like, this whole game.
The worst thing he could have done was announce his feelings in front of the entire tribe.
Congratulations, you have found a hidden immunity idol.
And Megan, right now, I think has a very, very, very... I think the best chance of winning this game.
I feel like my name has come up, but
Who?
I don't know. There's been a rumor that it's come from you. Jared texted me and said that Rohan told him that I had the idol.
I think I have this one-sided feud with Rohan going where I really want to get him out.
Might be dumb, but I'm gonna keep it for right now.
Yeah, we're gonna lose these fucking children because of Alex.
I got my first vaccine today, so I guess you could say that I managed to get 2 immunities in less than a day.
I went on a little baseball tangent there, but hopefully mine doesn't have to be a controversial one and I just make it to the end.
I'm playing it this week for myself.
Anyone want to explain what happened?
Well, Jared, maybe if you didn't literally call out every name this week, maybe we would have told you.
I didn't call out every name in general, but I'll let you have that one.
And they're roasting the shit out of Jared, you're never like decisive with what you're saying. Like you had immunity this week, and like you still didn't make a play. All that type of stuff. You're always using words like maybe, probably, not like anything definite. And then I was sitting there like, wait, there was another plan in place.
Can I ask what you thought was gonna happen?
I thought you were going home, Rohan.
Yeah, not surprised.
At this point, I don't really know if we have to explain our votes, do we? That sounds mean, but I don't know.
So, Jared, if you want to know why we're voting Shreya, why did you want to vote me over Alex? Just curious.
I didn't want to. I brought that idea up to Rohan because I was pretty sure the votes were already going to Rohan. So I just kind of brought that idea up to him because I knew Megan was very likely not getting voted out. So I just wanted to throw a name out to kind of appease that possibility. But like, I was never planning on voting for you. So
Yeah,
that's
always
the
planning on
funniest
voting
joke
for
I've
me,
ever
Emma.
heard. First of all, like, okay, the question wasn't why didn't you vote Megan or why didn't you want to vote Rohan? The question was why didn't you vote? You had the choice between me and Alex. Why'd you choose me over Alex? That was the question.
Well, Emma, to be fair to Jared, I think he like would have done either. Like he would have said either of our
Well,
names.
yeah, I'm not saying either one, but obviously there was reason to believe it was me. So I'm asking, why was it me? You can throw someone under the bus. That I'm not saying that it was you, but
right, and like at this point, like I'm not gonna hide anything at this point, which is not very new information. Like I was kind of blinded by like who did I think had the best chances of winning, and like I said, like it was Megan and Rohan at the top. Shreya and Alex were like bottom two. I was like dead last, and then you were somewhere in the middle. So like that's why I had brought your name up over Alex.
Here's the thing though, this list of who's gonna win. I'm sorry, I just misplayed an idol, so I'm gonna have to say that to the jury regardless. Like, everyone has such a good game here that I'm not convinced like that one person would win over the other. Like, I know like you think that's a list, which is fine, but I think everyone has a different list in their mind, and to me, I switch that list daily. Like,
Okay.
I'm not convinced that you wouldn't win, Jared, if you went to the end. I really think you would have like a Cinderella story. So
Okay,
I don't
that's
know.
interesting.
Yeah, Jared, I told that to your face. I thought that you had a very good chance of winning, like despite what people are thinking. Now I may have changed my opinion after the last couple of votes, but you know, when I told you a couple weeks ago, I meant it.
Okay.
I think this is a great final five. I think everyone has its shot, and it'll come down to who makes good moves in these last two tribals.
Come on in, guys. Welcome in to your final five individual immunity challenge. Once again, individual immunity is back up for grabs, so Jared, I'm sorry. You gotta take it off. Alright, so once again, individual immunity is back up for grabs. What we're going to be doing this week, some good old Jeopardy. That's right, we set up a Jeopardy board for you guys to play. There's going to be some game trivia in there, but also some random knowledge trivia. So it's a good mixture of both, and we're just going to be playing standard trivia. The highest score at the end of the game will win individual immunity, cannot be voted out at Tribal Council this week. So with that, we'll get into it as our reigning champion. Haha, Jeopardy joke. Jared, you have control of the board to start. What question would you like to start with?
Let's do acronym decoder for 200.
All right, acronym decoder for 200. What does LSA stand for? All right, Jared, the first one to buzz in. What is LSA?
Literature, science, and the arts.
Can you say it like
What is literature, science, and the arts?
What is chemistry?
what is English?
What is January 30th? What is YouTube?
What is paper?
What is paper? Paper is in fact the correct answer.
What is computer science? What is debt? What are swords?
What is Central Campus Recreational Building? What are solo cups?
What is an auction? What is a core? What is fire? What are blue whales?
What is electrical engineering and computer science?
What are the engineering arches?
What is GroupMe?
What is 52?
What is an anchor?
What is foreign film?
What is Google?
What are confessionals?
Quick score update before we get on to our second board. Jared, strong lead, 5,400, blown everyone out of the water in this challenge. Second place is Rohan with 1,800. Then Alex with 1,600. Emma with 200. Megan, negative 1,400.
Who is the Joker?
Who is Anna from Frozen?
Who is Uul?
Where is Florence?
What is the Super Bowl?
Who is Rob Mariano and Amber Burkich?
This meteorology student was the first freshman voted out of this game. Megan,
Who is Brian C?
as president of an a cappella group, this senior takes singing a little too seriously. Alex,
Who is Maddie?
a New Jersey native, this early boot fits into the Ross hole stereotype. He said so himself. Jared,
Who is Zach? What is loitering?
Who is Optimus Prime?
Where is Penn State, or what is Penn State?
What is maple syrup?
What is Knives Out?
What is a Ferris wheel? What is MIT? Who is Jackie Robinson?
Jackie Robinson, correct answer, picking up 2,000 points to end the game. But obviously, we have Final Jeopardy, but totals going into Final Jeopardy. Jared with 9,800. Alex right behind him with 9,300. Rohan with 8,200. Megan with 5,800. Is Emma still on this call? Yeah, she is. All right, Emma's in last place with 1,000. So heading into Final Jeopardy, here's how much everyone bid before we get on to the question. Everyone is all in except for Alex. Alex only bid $5,500. So if everyone gets the question wrong, Alex is going to win. If everyone gets the question right, Jared will win. And then it just depends on who gets what question right. All right, let's see the final question again. You're going to write it down on your piece of paper and then DM it to me on Zoom what your answer is. Mark de Suvero created Orion, a public work outside of this on State Street. This building contains a comprehensive collection of 150 years at the university with over 20,000 works of art that span cultures, eras, and media. All right, so let's see everyone's answers. So, Emma sent in Museum of Art, LOL. Megan sent in Public Art Building. Rohan said Umish Museum. Alex said Hatcher. And Jared said the UMA, or the University of Michigan Museum of Art. All right, so correct answer is UMA is correct answer, University of Michigan Museum of Art. Jared, as he got that question correct and wagered all his money, has won this challenge, has won individual immunity. Once again, congratulations. So again, everyone, I'll see you guys later this week. Hayden Tribal Council, where one of you will be the 14th person voted out of this game. Everyone up for grabs except for Jared, who cannot receive any votes to Tribal Council. There you go. Put on that immunity necklace proudly. Love to see it. All right, that's all I have for you guys tonight. Grab your stuff. Heading out. Good night.
So immediately following Tribal last night, we had the Final 5 Immunity Challenge. A big one I really wanted to win.
I made it to Final 4. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is great.
Film characters, a lot of random knowledge, a little bit of Michigan knowledge required, some Survivor knowledge. It was a good mix, and like I said, I'm the king of random knowledge, so I felt like this was a perfect challenge for me.
But I don't know if I can win, but I'm at Final 4. I've made it so far. Oh, this feels really good. It's a makeshift immunity idol made out of paper and some loose string that I used for an art project many years ago, but damn it, I'm in the final four.
You wanted to know where my head's at, and right now my head is empty. Just kidding. I got so much on my mind.
Ideally, I'd vote Jared like right now, but I can't.
I would write Jared's name so fast.
I would write Jared's name in a heartbeat, man.
Just because he annoys me so much. Not even like just what he's done in this game. Like, does he really deserve to sit at the end? Like,
you know, this could have been a much easier process if Jared didn't win immunity. I hate Jeopardy. And I hate iPhones and technology and knowledge.
Bummer for me, just because it would have been good to be secure. It's scary, like, I could go home this week.
This feels pretty damn good.
Yeah, so then Jared won immunity because he was the only one who got Final Jeopardy right. And now that feels really bad because I think I could have gotten people to rally around voting for him. But in all honesty, it looks like it's going to be either me or Megan.
So if I were to vote right now, like if you were to like hand me a piece of paper, socially distanced of course, and a Sharpie because I need a writing utensil, and like literally put me at gunpoint and demanded that I vote for someone right now, I'd probably vote Rohan. But there's so many possibilities.
Jared publicly like told everyone his list for how likely he thinks people are to win the game, and me and Megan were at the top. So I would be shocked if Emma and Alex didn't try to vote for one of us.
Like, while I would prefer to vote for Megan, she's not exactly the biggest threat from a challenge standpoint. So I think Rohan is probably a bigger threat. So Rohan would probably be my bigger target between the two of them. And then we could vote out Megan at Final Four.
That sounds perfect. That's good for me. As long as I don't get voted out this week, which is a big if, I'm in a great spot.
I'm just now thinking, like, if I make it to Final Tribal Council, what do I say to people? Because I've not played the best game. I'll admit that myself. My game was hectic.
And like, I think it was actually a couple weeks ago, like I was talking with my producers and I said, you know, with the position that I'm in right now, I'm very tempted to just play like Tom the rest of the game.
Talking like metaphors.
Talking in metaphors, like throwing out. Well, I mean, like I came close to pretty much throwing out everybody's name.
Yeah, you were really close.
I was very close to that. Like,
what I want to essentially convey to the jury if I get to Final 3 is that my game may have been messy, but I wanted to try and get the people who are in power voted off, regardless of the position that put me in.
I think I'm pretty much done interacting and associating myself with Jared for the remainder of the game. Every single time I try to talk to him, shit ends up blowing up in my face.
The jury will at least respect my efforts. I don't know if they'll vote for me, but they might still respect my efforts to try and make something happen.
He doesn't. And like the thing is like I'm worried that like if he makes it to the Final 3, like here's the thing. Like he probably will, because I'm guessing there will be at least a couple bitter jurors who will just vote Jared because he's not a spur, like an original one.
Oh yeah.
And Rohan did mention that like Megan and I have played very similar games, but I mean, I feel like it just depends on like how we both argue our cases.
I was thinking about the perfect game analogy I made a little bit ago. I want to backtrack it. It's not really a perfect game what I'm doing right now. It's more of a no-hitter.
I really hope challenges don't get brought up because we've all seen me in the challenges. Bitch, I have failed drastically at every single one, basically.
You know, no votes against me, no-hitter. I played an idol incorrectly. I feel like that goes down as like an error. So like perfect game was out the window as soon as I played the idol incorrectly. So So, I'm on a no-hitter right now, so there's less pressure.
Emma has an incredible social game. Everybody loves her. So, she can very well use that if she gets to the end.
There's so many possibilities because I feel like I'm kind of, as much as Jared wants to say I have a good chance at winning, I really don't. Really, my only play of this game was, literally using Shreya, basically. And I had my advantage a couple weeks ago. And really, I did keep that a secret, which is incredible considering, both myself and how this game has been going. That's really my only strength.
It's going to be a wild finish.
So for the vote, I was thinking that it would almost definitely be between me and Megan, because we're the two that everyone's been targeting. Well, not everyone, mainly Jared and the Bears have been targeting for the past couple of weeks. And so with Jared being immune this week, there's no reason that it should be between me and her.
So I've been thinking about what kind of plan I want to implement for Tribal tonight, and what I believe the best move would be.
Practicing what I would pitch to people to get them to vote Megan instead of me. And then I get into a call with Jared today, expecting that's where the conversation would go.
So I talked with Alex earlier because I was actually thinking about targeting Alex for Tribal tonight, and that was because of the fact that he's the only other person in this game that's not immune that has won an individual challenge. So I thought that, he would be my biggest competition, in regards to winning the challenge going in the Final Four.
Jared's like, listen, I wanted to vote Alex this week. And I'm like, no fucking way, really? It's lit. I'd be so down to vote Alex this week.
Basically, start of the day, I was in the mindset, and I had heard that Jared and Rohan were both voting for me.
Obviously, I do not want to be sitting at the end with Megan. I think Megan probably would get a very good sweep of the votes and most likely win if she gets to the end. But she hasn't been the biggest challenge threat. So I'm not as worried about her right this Tribal. I'm more worried about Alex.
He, for some reason, was tunneled in on the fact that I'm a challenge threat, I'm a physical threat. There's been no physical challenge. Rohan goes to the gym more than me. There's no challenge threats this season. It's all random. Anyone could win any challenge. Jared, you've won 2 challenges. That should prove the point.
So yeah, apparently now that Jared wants Alex or Rohan. I think he's leaning more towards Rohan.
Jared, I don't know if he's telling me the truth when he says he's on the fence. He might be.
He's already shown himself to be a challenge threat, and he has something on his resume to claim if he gets to the end.
And, he does strongly dislike Rohan.
I hope these guys come around and vote for Alex instead of me. I'm gonna write Alex's name down tonight. Alex and I both know we're gonna write each other's name down.
Yeah, so my vote at this point is probably going to you. I felt like, we've played this game together. We played together for a really long time, so you should at least know going in. I'm probably voting for you.
No, that's fine. Yeah, at this point it seems like it's one of us two, and we gotta do what we gotta do. And I guess just let the best man win.
All right, come on in, guys. Welcome in to your final 5 Tribal Council. Before we do anything else, I will welcome in the members of our jury. We got Carolyn, Evelyn, Brian, Will, Luciana, and Sreya, voted out at the last Tribal Council. All right, so we'll get into it. Jared, are you a challenge beast now? Just 2 weeks in a row, fucking killing it. How great does it feel to have immunity around your neck?
It feels pretty damn good, if you ask me. Yeah, I was scared what would happen if I didn't have immunity, but I'm just glad I got this for this week. I absolutely think I needed it.
So talking a little bit about last week's trial. Megan, played an idol, didn't get majority votes, could say you threw it away. How does that feel going from that then coming into this week's trial?
Honestly, like, I think either time it wouldn't have been like a great time to play it. But actually my call with Jared this morning, I went in and the first thing I said was, I'm assuming you're thinking my name, which I was surprised to hear that he wasn't. So far this vote, the talk has been between Rohan and Alex.
All right, so Rohan, Alex, feel free to jump in on that. Hearing that you two might be a target this week. Any one of you, jump on it, say something.
Yeah, that pretty much sounds like what the vote is going to be. Our names were thrown out, and it seems like, with only 5 people, it's kind of hard to maneuver any other way. And so, we talked about it gentleman-like, and we were like, yeah, it looks like it's either me or you. We're going to write each other's names down, and our fates are in the hands of the other 3 people in the game.
At this point, Jared has a lot of power, but also with Emma and Megan, like, me and Rohan kind of have to just hope or like see which one of us has made better connections in this game and like who has built the stronger relationships at this point. And that's what this vote is pretty much going to tell.
So Emma, how does that feel hearing that, it's between Alex and Rohan, you're in a power position and you can kind of just float through the next week, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it feels good to know that, I'm probably not the one getting voted out, but, it's also, it kind of takes an emotional toll because both Rohan and Alex, like, I consider them both good friends of mine. And so, it kind of sucks having to kind of choose between both of them. But, I've kind of had to take my emotions out of it and think logically, like, okay, what's better for my game?
Kind of going off that, like, me and Rohan were obviously very close in the beginning of this game. People kind of paired us together, which isn't wrong, I guess. We were a pretty strong duo at some point in this game, and like, kind of my fault. I did bring up his name like 2 weeks ago, so I guess what is happening now is partly my doing.
I don't think there's like a specific point where our relationship kind of started breaking up. Like, obviously we were like really tight in the beginning, but at the back of our minds, both of us knew that it wouldn't last until the very end. Like, we both played very similar games, and I think both of us knew that we couldn't sit at the end together. So this is kind of a long time coming.
Megan, why has it come down to between Rohan and Alex? Is it, because everyone hates? Is it because, they both have like good chance of winning? Like, what's the motivation between it being stuck between them two tonight?
To be honest, it's probably because Jared has brought up both of their names. And since that's what's come up, I think everyone has kind of followed that. And it's made people pitch like why they should stay.
Jared, let me get this straight. Last like 5 or so votes, you've been kind of lost, left out a lot of votes, and now this week it's coming into it, and you have almost everyone saying Jared's not only going to be on the vote, he is a key part of what's happening this week. So 1, why the quick transition, and 2, how does that feel for you going forward?
I mean, for this week, it definitely feels great, but I think the reason I got in this position is because primarily the fact that I have immunity and people can't vote for me. The reason I pitched Alex and Rohan's names is because I'm thinking about the Final Four immunity challenge that's coming up, and I'm thinking if I lose that challenge, there is a strong possibility I get voted out at Final Four.
Yeah, and I pitched this to Jared, and it kind of applies to both me and Rohan. I don't buy into the whole thing of challenge threats this season. Like, every challenge, I think everyone's on equal ground. Like, there's no physical threat. Like, we haven't had a physical thing since the squats in the first challenge. There isn't like anything really that's going to put one person over the top unless they're like very good at a specific thing, but you have no idea what that's going to be going into the challenge. So like, it's kind of random.
Emma, it's hearing from Jared, it's a challenge thing. They're the two, people that might be the best at challenges. Is it also potentially, someone has to win this game, and you might want to vote out the people that can beat you in this game? Or is it more challenge based right now?
I mean, I definitely, I can't lie and say that I haven't thought about the challenges at all. But, at the same time, I have to think, if I don't win immunity, who do I think is going to keep me at the end with them? And in that case, if I do make it to the end with them, do I have a chance at winning?
All right, so before we go into voting, sounds like it's going between Alex and Rohan, so I'm going to give you guys each 30 seconds to give your last best pitch on why you should stay around for the next week. Alex, we'll start off with you.
Yeah, I don't really want to throw people under Rohan under the bus here. I have faith, I hope, in the connections that I've made this game that'll keep me in, and yeah, hopefully I'm still here after this tribal.
All right, Rohan, now you.
Yeah, similarly, I've made my pitch to all of you individually. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but at the same time, there are certain routes that the end game will go. There are only a handful because there are only a couple of permutations, and each person needs to look out what will prolong them the most, get them to the end, and give them the best chance of winning. And I do believe that in this scenario, there is a clear better option for everyone individually. So.
All right, I think that's perfect to end on. So with that is going to be time to vote. Jared, Mr. Immune, we'll start off with you.
I'm going to vote out Rohan. Tried to do it 2 weeks ago, didn't work out so well. We were great allies early in this game. I really enjoyed playing with you.
My vote's for Alex. It was great playing the game with you. You were my OG day one, and I told you to run the game together, and we did. But all good things must come to an end. So, hoping to see you over me tonight.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right, when the votes are read, the decision is final. Person being voted out will be asked to turn their Zoom video off immediately. First vote. Rohan. Second vote. Alex. It's 1 vote Rohan, 1 vote Alex, 3 votes left. Rohan. Fourteenth person vote out of the season, 7th member of our jury. Rohan, please turn your video off.
It's been fun, everyone. Good luck.
So, congrats! You guys are officially in the final 4 for this season. It's an accomplishment not to be overlooked. You guys are so close to the end, and I wish you guys luck for your next challenge. All right, that's all I have for you tonight. Grab your stuff, head out. Good night.
Alright, well, got voted out, final 5. Must say I'm a little surprised. I think that I made very solid pitches to Jared, Emma, and Megan. I thought I at least had Megan voting with me for Alex, and clearly that wasn't the case, so that feels pretty bad. I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say Megan's probably going to win right now.
Is that who you want to win?
Out of the 4, yeah, I'd like to see Megan win, even though she lied to me. I'll ask her about that if I don't tribal. But Yeah. I want Megan to win.
All right, come on in, guys. Welcome to your guys' final 4 immunity challenge. Jared's all dressed up. Love to see it. But once again, individual immunity is back up for grabs. Jared, you gotta take the necklace off. You're still wearing it. There it is. Love to see it. For those of you familiar, the game is called GeoGuessr. Basically, what it is it'll put you in a random street view place on Google Earth. Then you guys will have 3 minutes per map to figure out where you are. Basically, you click on a map of the world and you get points based on how close to the real location you actually are. So how this is going to work for this is we've set up 2 sets of 5 maps each. That will be the same for all of you guys. So basically, you guys will each be doing 10 maps for the first round. You guys will have 3 minutes per map to make your guess, and the highest 2 cumulative scores at the end of the first round will be moving on to a final set of 5 maps to compete in the championship of this challenge for individual immunity.
All right, where are we?
We're in the United States. It's a good start.
I feel like this is probably the US. I don't know. Looks US-y.
Wait, is this Chicago?
You choose. Doesn't help too much.
Well, those are sailboats. Maybe it's Maine. Could this be Maine, guys?
Let's zoom in. District Court. This might. Oh, it's in Michigan. Western District of Michigan. Okay, so we're in Michigan somewhere. Wait, I've driven here before. Hold on.
So, this is City Hall. What city am I in?
City of Marquette.
Salon. Marquette? I don't know where Marquette is. Oh, no.
Oh, shoot. If I said Wisconsin.
Oh my god, that was actually really close. I'm kind of scared of myself right now.
All right.
This definitely looks like the U.S. again.
Okay, so that goes to Chicago. That goes to Ohio.
There's a state on there. Is that MI? Is that what I'm seeing? Indianapolis. We're in Indianapolis.
Welcome to Barrie.
Welcome to Gary? The fuck? Wait, is this Gary, Indiana?
Gary. Oh, Gary! Like Gary, Indiana.
I guess it was not Indianapolis.
2.3 miles. Okay, I'm a little impressed, guys.
Hey, look at me. I don't know where that is.
This does not look like the United States.
It looks foreign. Oh, no, there's some other language. Is that Swedish? I don't know my languages.
This is probably somewhere in Europe, if I had to guess.
Oh. Amsterdam.
Yay!
Oh, Stage Deck Museum. Bam. Woo! There we go. 82 meters. 100 yen shop. Okay, we're in Japan.
All right. Yen shop. Oh, yen.
Okay, this is definitely in Asia. I think that's Japanese.
Ikeda, Osaka. Ooh, okay.
Oh, well.
Hey, I should have gone to Kyoto, to Osaka.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that's not too bad. Okay, look at me. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is somewhere in a Spanish-speaking country.
That says Puerto Rico. St. Thomas, Puerto Rico.
San Juan. Boom. The trash can coming in clutch.
Is this like Italy? This is probably Italy, isn't it? Oh my god.
Oh, wow, that was pretty close.
Oh my god, why am I doing well?
Well, I was only a kilometer away.
This literally looks like the middle of nowhere.
This looks like a very rural town.
What is that? Your Northwest coffee.
Play Forkswa. I don't know what that means.
La Push, Washington. Okay.
United States Post Office. Forks, Washington.
Oh my god. Northwest! Oh my god, guys, I'm so stupid.
All right.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Everything is in English, though. This is so weird.
And there's another language, but I don't know that language.
This could be an African area. I'm not sure though.
Is this Africa? The landscape kind of looks like it. Maybe.
Tent of Africa. Oh, this is South Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Oh.
Hey, it was in Africa, just not what I thought.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go.
Is this like Boston or something? Some New England.
All right, another rural location.
Independence. Oh, I know that's a city, but where?
Okay, there's the American flag. Ride KC, Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So that's in Missouri apparently.
Oh, that wasn't too bad.
Oh my god. Okay, need to move a little bit. That looks like it's we're in Europe though, if I had to guess.
Is it another language I can't read?
This looks somewhat Italian.
Bro, I've been here before. This looks so familiar.
Okay, this is definitely foreign for sure.
Maybe this one's foreign. Should I try foreign? Oh my gosh! Okay, guys. I'm impressed by this one too.
Oh wow, Florence.
Oh shit! Wow. Oh, it was the main plaza.
Okay, this is another Spanish-speaking country.
So this is Spain. Okay.
It's still, I know it's Spain at least, so I feel like I'm gonna be at least in the right country.
Oh, this is Uruguay. Okay.
Estreno en cine el... Okay, we're somewhere in South America. Oh, Uruguay. We're in Uruguay.
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't know, I thought it was whatever.
All right, it was Montevideo.
Oh my... I'm too good. I'm too good at this.
All right. So, welcome back, guys, after the first round of this challenge. All right. So, your scores for the first set. Again, there are 2 sets of 5. Your total score for round 1 was the cumulative score of both sets. So, your first set of maps coming in first place with 20,245 was Emma. Second place was Alex, coming in with 18,702. Third place, Jared, with 18,377, right behind Alex. And then Megan was in last place, similar to Jeopardy, pretty far behind, with 13,898. For round 2, first place was Alex with 24,360. Second place was Jared with 20,203. Third place was Emma with 11,016. And Megan, still having fun, 7,250. Meaning that Alex with 43,062 points combined between the first 2 sets is moving on to the next round, as well as with 38,580 total points, Jared. All right, so Jared and Alex, I'll be seeing you guys for another round. Wishing you guys the best of luck. Again, winner of that final round, which is only 1 set of 5 maps, will be winning individual immunity, giving themselves a spot into the final 3.
Guys,
Yeah,
I got this. Jared is not winning this challenge. There's
Alex.
no way I'm letting him win 3 in a row. I am going home if Jared wins this.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh, Lord. All right. We're in the jungle. We're in the forest. We're on the island of Wool.
Oh, come on!
This is gonna be a crapshoot, isn't it?
We're, like, in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we see a river. If only I knew where I was.
The only river I've been to is, like, somewhere in New York, so I'm thinking it might be, like, somewhere near there. Screw it. Jeez. I heard 1 point from that. I wasn't even close.
I'm just gonna go in the middle and hedge.
10 seconds.
What? Wait. Costa Rica. Fuck, I was gonna say Costa Rica. City of... Oh, come on. Why are you so blurry? Waterville. Waterville. VL?
City of Waterville. Wait a second. Lindsay Adams is from Waterville.
Wow, we were in Michigan. This is not good.
Oh, wow.
Amarillo, Texas. Perfect.
What does this say? Amarillo, Texas.
If only I knew where Amarillo, Texas was.
Longview, Plano. Wait. Oh. There's a Wichita. I know Wichita's a city in Kansas, so like that just threw me off guard. Amarillo.
Works.
Alright, I'm just gonna guess this. Wow.
Hospital. Something road. I can't read that. 705 area code. It's a dog hospital.
Paper set. Chidiac? Okay, Chidiac. I don't know where that is.
King Street, Midland. Midland. Is that like Canada?
Church of Canada. Oh, this is Canada. Oh, okay.
Fuck, it was Canada.
Oh, jeez. Okay. That's really bad.
USPS, alright, we're in the US.
Intercourse. Okay, it's not... I don't think that's the name of the city, but I will keep that in mind.
PA. Intercourse, PA. Pennsylvania.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Okay, gotta find a place called Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Hopefully I don't skip over it this time. Okay. Intercourse, Intercourse, Intercourse.
Okay, where are you, Intercourse?
107, alright.
Oh my god, I need to hope Jared really fucked up 3 of the rounds. My total is 11,794.
This is easily the worst day of Survivor I've had so far. Really, really shitty day.
Final 3. I made Final 3 and I won 3 immunity challenges in a row. I can't believe it.
So, literally, the one thing that couldn't happen fucking happened. Jesus Christ.
Edit this part out if this is wrong, but I think I've tied the record for most immunity challenge wins for Survivor Michigan in a single season, so I cannot believe it.
Jared just won immunity. So that was basically our worst fear coming up. I was terrible at that challenge also. I was having fun.
I would have been voted out if I didn't have this, so it feels so good. Oh man. I don't believe it.
You know, it really sucks. So I had like 12,000 points total. Jared had 14,000. He won. Worst possible case scenario.
Oh my god, I feel like awful though, because like I totally fucked up the second round. And if I had just done slightly better the second round and didn't just kind of fuck up and fuck around, it would have been me and Alex, and it wouldn't have even mattered who won. And I feel like I fucked up.
I talked with Jared, and it's so weird trying to pitch your name and Alex's over mine. I don't like it.
I know. I hate it, but I was kind of like, this is probably like karma or something for us, like totally shitting on
I know.
I guess I just gotta hope that it is a final two, because in my mind, if it's no matter who gets voted out this week, even if it's me, if it's Alex, if it's Megan, if Jared is there at the final whatever, he's gonna win. And all of our games are fucked.
So today's a very, very important day. I have to make a decision on who I want to vote out, because my vote's going to be very, very important for today.
Yeah. Well, because Jared is basically the one who's deciding this vote, which sucks.
Exactly.
Because, like, if he's not with the vote, then, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's between Alex and I.
Game-wise, I haven't really heard from anyone. I talked to Emma earlier and Megan, and I don't know. I kind of wanted to see where your head was at again.
Yeah, like I haven't thought about like where I want to vote this week. I talked with Emma, I think either earlier this morning or yesterday in the morning, and basically just said I don't really know where my vote's going just yet.
Okay. I mean, that's fine and all, but like you've definitely thought about it and have like the names that you're thinking about. Like,
yeah,
I understand saying that you don't know yet the exact name that you want to go for, but like saying that you haven't thought about it, I think is disingenuous.
It's a little defeating right now, though. I don't know. I feel like Jared will want to go for me. We'll see.
I already convinced Jared to not vote me out once, but I think if I try to convince him again, like I might convince him, but if I were him, if I were able to convince him that I should stay in the game, that should be more of a reason to vote me out, because it means I can swipe people to go my way. I'm pretty screwed here. I'm pretty screwed.
Then voting out Alex might be my best bet, because of the fact that he has been the closest person to beating me in these immunity challenges. And, you know, if I don't win the final 3 immunity challenge, assuming that it's happening, if I don't win that challenge, I'm getting voted out. You know, there's no other way around it. And Alex is the one person that is kind of in the way.
I mean, it seems like he's going towards Alex, and I think that Alex is scary, which is fine, but yeah, I'm kind of dying inside.
I am very likely going to vote for Alex. However, I do see the merits of voting for either Megan or Emma.
I would not be surprised if I went home, but I have some tricks up my sleeve. Like, I didn't get this far to just get voted out and not put up a fight. So we can do what you said, where whoever Jared says, like, we vote for each other, basically. That's not what I prefer to do. We can. I already asked in the group me. If there's a tie vote, it goes to a tiebreaker challenge between the 2 people.
Oh. Okay.
So I'd be down to if both vote for the same person.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Jared's gonna say me or he's gonna say you. He's not gonna say Emma.
He's not. Yeah, I know. Okay.
And I don't know what Emma prefers between us, but she's gonna have to vote for one of us.
Yeah. Dang. Oh, what a turnout. Okay. And then Alex actually just got on a call with me, which I really respect. He said if, depending on whichever one of us it is, Emma and Jared will vote together on one of us, and then both of us will vote on Emma to get her to do a challenge against whichever one of us.
I had to pick between Emma and Megan to pitch this plan to. And I picked Megan just because, you know, we've been together this whole game, and the vote's probably going to be me or her. And I think I trust her, and I know she respects people being honest with her, and I know she respects, like, she told me Ozzy's her favorite player, so like she likes people who are good, who do well in challenges. So I proposed to her, if the vote's Megan, if Jared decides he wants to vote for Megan, I don't need to vote for Megan to go home. Me and Megan can both vote Emma, and then we force a tie, and there's a tiebreaker.
Even if it is him, I wouldn't go along with the vote because I would want to give him the opportunity to fight for his spot. So.
You may ask me, why wouldn't you just vote Megan and send her home? Well, at that point, if Megan's going home, I'm not in danger. If I force a tie, I'm giving her a shot to make the end.
Although I would rather go to the end with Emma. I can't do that to him. I've given my word. No, this is something that I have to be okay with. I can't be that much of a player.
I said I wanted to go to the end with you, and I still do. So like,
Okay.
even though our backs are up against the wall,
I respect this more than us just settling and voting each other.
I think I'd beat her. I think I'd beat any of the three that are left. But I think now that I've proposed it, if I went against my word, she would just be so mad, and I don't think I could do that.
Hi, I just talked to Jared. Now it's between me and Alex. Yeah.
So is it between, you can be completely honest, is it between Megan and Alex?
I think right now it's between you and Alex, but my vote's leaning more towards Alex right now, so.
You know, it's never fun to hear that you're a possibility, especially when you know there's nothing you can do. The most I can do is like make it a tie.
I am gonna work with Megan to force a tie. We're both gonna vote for Emma. Well, I was a very basic plan that I told to Megan. I don't know if she's actually on board.
So if that works out, then it works out. If it doesn't, then there's a possibility of Emma or I going home.
And if it's truly going to be a final 3 and not a final 2, that would change my vote completely. And the issue is that I don't know for sure if it's going to be a final 3 or final 2. I'm leaning more final 2, but I'm not sure.
I'll be proud of how I played, and I made some friends, so it's fine.
Come on in, guys. All right. Jared, Alex, Emma, and Megan, welcome to your guys' final 4 Tribal Council. All right, before we go any further, I will welcome the members of our jury that could make it today. We got Carolyn, Evelyn, Brian, with mask, Luciana, and Rohan voted out at the last Tribal Council. All right, so we'll get right into it. Jared, immunity again, 3 times in a row. I know how it feels, great feeling. Last week you said you fell in a power position. How does that compare to how you feel this week?
I feel a little bit more in a power position. You know, I feel like my vote is going to be very, very critical this week as to what ends up happening with the
Oh. Alex, for this week, has it been pretty clear what 1 or 2 people might be going home, or is it all 3 of you potentially up for grabs?
I guess the week started, since the challenge had started, that it could have been all 3. I think very quickly it seemed like it got narrowed down to me or Megan. And I talked to Jared. I gave my pitch about why on each of them, why I deserve to stay over them, or not deserve, why it's better for him to keep me over them. And I'm sure they did the same. And at this point, it's just kind of who Jared thinks he can beat. And there's a lot of uncertainty on if it's a final 3 or final 2, and I'm sure that is also factoring into his decision.
Emma, you hear Alex say, oh, it's between me or Megan. Has that been like kind of your feeling this week, or is him saying that you being like, oh shit, I'm free?
I mean, no, I've definitely heard my name, but honestly, I'd be a little offended if I wasn't even in the running, just because that means I would have like no value in this game. And so I guess it kind of gave a little comfort, but obviously like anything can change in this game, like last minute things can change. And again, like Alex said, I gave my pitch. I hope it worked.
So, Megan, what's been like the biggest factor in all of these talkings to Jared to convince who to vote out? Is it just basically, hey, this person has better odds of winning the game than me, vote them out over me? Or have there been like some loyalty talks or other things in there as well?
Yeah, I definitely think like you would think that we would be looking at the final like 3 right now, but a lot of us are worried about like it being a final 2. And I think that's probably the biggest thing for at least everyone who I've talked to, which is everyone here. So I think based on how previous challenges have gone, Alex and Jared seem to have kind of been like running those challenges, and Jared has come away with immunity, whereas Alex has kind of ended up in like second place most of the time. But if we were to go to another challenge, I think all of us would be most afraid to compete against Alex since he doesn't have immunity this week.
So Alex, I saw you push your head in your hands a little bit when I asked that question. What is your reaction to that kind of thought process?
It's been something I've been pushing for a while, that I truly believe the challenges are an even playing field, since we really have no idea what you guys are going to throw at us. And like Jared has won 3 in a row, so maybe I'm wrong, but I do think not that much weight should be put on who's a challenge threat. And I'm very discouraged right now at this trial. I came in already discouraged. I gave my pitch to Jared. I told him pretty much that even if I won that challenge, I would keep him for the final 2. But obviously I would say that, so it's up to him to choose if he believes in me or not.
Megan, you hear Alex saying, oh, it's between me and Megan, and then you hear Alex going, I'm pretty discouraged this week. Do you feel more confident than it sounds like Alex feels, or are you still just like, anything can happen?
I wouldn't say I feel more confident, because honestly I have not felt confident like really for any of the merge votes. But I do admit, as far as I've heard, it does seem like it might be leaning more towards Alex. You would think that would make me feel better, but it honestly doesn't, because I'm still feeling like something weird is going to happen and it will end up not being Alex.
So Emma, in a game of transparency, I'm just going to ask you a pretty open question. What is your motivation behind voting someone this week? You don't have to say who it is unless you really want to, but where's your kind of head at for this week?
I mean, at this point, I just want what's easiest, because that's just what I want. So basically, Jared's calling the shots. As much as I hate to say it, it's basically whatever Jared chooses, because it's just what's easiest. There's no other way around it, basically. So, yeah.
So, Jared, I gotta bring it back to you. It's something that I also asked last week. You left out of so many votes this week, and now you have Emma, who's one of the 4 people left, as well as your own vote. That's half the votes in the game, and she's going, it's all Jared. Let Jared run it. Like, how does that feel? Where has your character arc been going?
It's great and a bad feeling at the same time, because like it's great that I have that ability to make the decisions that I believe are best for my game, but at the same time, the spotlight's on me. So if I make a wrong decision, that's going to reflect badly on my game. So yeah, it's good that I have the ability to make that decision, but it could also be very bad if I make the wrong decision for this week.
So with that, it is time to vote. Reminder on how this works. If it is tied 2-2, there will be no revote. We will go directly into a tiebreaker fire-making style challenge that you guys will compete with in front of the jury, where the winner of that will remain in the game. The loser will be out of the game. All right, so again, with that, it's time to vote. Jared, you're up first.
You're my biggest threat if it's a final 2. So I'm sorry. Hope we can see each other again once this pandemic lightens up.
I hate to do this to you, buddy, but it's you or me. I'm so sorry.
So there's only 2 names I could write down this week, and I made a deal with Megan that hopefully works out for me to force a tie. So I'm voting Emma. I really, my hands were tied. It was you or her, and hopefully Megan holds up her end of the bargain, and I get to battle it out to stay in the game.
All right, so with that, I'll go tally the votes. All right, as Idols and Advantages cannot be played at the Final Four, I don't have to go over that part. So when the votes are read, the decision is final. Person being voted out will be asked to turn their Zoom video off immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Emma. Second vote, Alex. That's 1 vote, Emma. 1 vote, Alex. 2 votes left. Alex. That's 2 votes, Alex. 1 vote, Emma. 1 vote remaining.
Not that I ever wanted to vote for this person, but I think it's only fair that Alex would have done the same for me. So hopefully this gives him a chance to stay in.
Emma, we have a tie. That means we will be going to a tiebreaker fire-making style challenge that the jury gets to watch you guys compete in. All right, so for Alex and Emma, for you guys, we had to incorporate the wheel at least 1 more time this season. So we have a wheel to spin that has 3 different tasks. Whichever one it lands on will be the one that you guys are doing. So let me share my screen. All right, so again, as you can see, there are 3 different attributes listed. Whichever one it lands on will be the challenge that you guys partake in, which we will elaborate on after it lands on. So again, there's a skill-based challenge, a knowledge-based challenge, and a strength-based challenge. All right, so with that, I will spin the Wolverine wheel and see what our challenge is going to be.
Wait, Brady?
Yep.
I want to use my wheel advantage.
All right, so Jared is going to play his wheel advantage, which means Jared has the right to respin any wheel that has been spun. So Jared, upon playing this advantage, means we're spin the wheel once again. We'll see what it actually lands on this time. As the screen says, we have a winner. it'll be a knowledge challenge. So for this challenge, Alex and Emma, you guys are going to need a marker and a piece of paper, but let me explain the rules before you get them. There are going to be 7 questions I'm going to ask you guys based all around game knowledge, all about game trivia, about the game itself that we've been playing. So about Season 7 of Survivor Michigan. After the end of those 7 questions, whoever gets the most questions correct will still have a place in this game. The person with the least correct answers will be officially out of this game. If we're tied after 7 questions, we will go into a tiebreaker question. All right, so Alex and Emma, your first question, not counting this tribal council, how many total votes have been cast against the 4 finalists combined? So for Megan, Emma, Alex, and Jared, how many total votes throughout the season have been cast for you guys in total? Reveal in 3, 2, 1, revealed. 11 and 5. So 11 from Emma, 5 from Alex. Correct answer is 7. So no one gets the points there. There were 4 for Megan, 2 for Emma, 1 for Alex, 0 for Jared. Second question. In the Week 2 Super Bowl Reward Challenge, how many categories, including tiebreakers, did the Spurs get right to win? All right, reveal in 3, 2, 1, reveal. 6 and 6. 6 is in fact the correct answer. 1 point for Alex, 1 point for Emma. Next question. How many votes this season have been unanimous? So what we're counting as unanimous is every vote except for the person that went home, except for their vote. So it can be like 8-1 or anything like that, where all the votes except for the person who got voted out counted. 3, 2, 1, reveal. All right, both of y'all put 3. 3 is in fact the correct answer. All right, so on to question 4. Score is tied 2-2. There are 4 questions left. So for this question, you're going to put down 2 people, and you get 1 point for each correct answer. So what 2 people have had the most votes cast against them in total this season? So 2 people are tied with the most votes cast against them. You get 1 point for each correct answer. 3, 2, 1, reveal. All right, we got, is that Rohan and Sreya from Emma? And then we got Evelyn and Brian S. from Alex. So 4 different people written down. Correct answers were, in fact, Brian S. and Evelyn. Alex takes a 2-point lead. All right. So for this question, you're going to write down 5 numbers, but you only get 1 point if you get all 5 numbers right. So how many grad students, seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen have we had in this season? So you should have 1 number for each. If you get all of them correct, then you get a point. 3, 2, 1, reveal. All right. From Alex, we got 1, 3, 5, 5, 4. And from Emma, we got 1, 4, 5, 5, 4. Is that correct, Emma? So Emma thinks there were 19 people to start off the game, so her answer doesn't make sense. So correct answer, hold your guys' answers both up once again. So correct answer was 1, 4, 4, 5, 4. So no one gets the point. Jared's a grad student. Alex, Rohan, Maddie, and Brian S. were seniors. Will, Juan, Kaylin, and Carolyn were all juniors. Ian, Zach, Evelyn, Megan C, and Luciana were all sophomores. And then Emma, Sreya, Megan S, and Brian C were all freshmen. All right. So score is currently Alex 4, Emma 2. There are 2 questions left. Both questions are only worth 1 point. So for Emma to stay in this game and force a tiebreaker, she needs to get both the next 2 questions right, and Alex needs to get them both wrong. All right, 6th and second to last question. During what day of the game did we have the Week 2 Immunity Challenge? 3, 2, 1, reveal. We got a 13 from Emma and an 8 from Alex. Correct answer is 11, meaning that no one gets the point. Emma's officially out of this challenge. Emma, I'm sorry, but you're the 15th person vote out of this game, officially the 8th member of our jury. So please turn your Zoom video off. And
I'm really sorry.
It was great playing with you all. Alex, you totally deserve it.
Thank you. Sorry.
Sucks it had to end this way. Sucks that my math skills, were the death of me both. First challenge and the last, but I guess it just had to come full circle. I had a great time. I'm not mad at anybody, especially not Alex. He totally deserved it. And everyone in this game totally deserved it. And yeah, I had a great time.
All right, congratulations to all three of you to making it to the final 3 of this season of Survivor Michigan, meaning that you all 3 get to state your case to the jury on why you truly deserve to win this game and be the sole survivor of Survivor Michigan if this was a normal season. However, for this season, we'd like to see you guys play a little bit more, meaning that this will in fact be a final 2. We will be having another individual immunity challenge this week where the winner will not only get immunity and get a spot into the final 2, they will also get to pick who they are bringing to Final Tribal Council with them. All right, so that's all I have for you guys tonight. Grab your stuff, head out. Good night. I'm a dick, I'm so sorry.
I hate you.
All right, come on in, guys. Welcome, Alex, Megan, and Jared, to your final 3 individual immunity challenge. So first things first, Jared, you gotta take it off. Here we go. All right, so once again, individual immunity is back up for grabs. For this last challenge, we're gonna be testing your willpower, stamina, and endurance. So you guys know that we asked you guys have a paper plate that you would bring to this challenge. Basically what you're gonna be doing is taking that paper plate and holding it against a wall. That's it. Whoever lasts the longest wins individual immunity, gets to go to the end and pick which other person they're going to bring to the end as well. We're going to make it a little more difficult for you by, adding some intensity at different time intervals. So it's not going to just be that, but that's the basis. For the first at least half hour, you're just holding a plate against a wall. All right, so we're gonna give you guys a couple minutes to situate your cameras up, and we'll get started. All right, everyone's looking good. Survivor's ready. Go. Cool, your time has begun. So we'll sit here, chat it out, wait for shit to happen. Yeah, we've done different shit like touch the bow statue, the Bo Schembecker statue for as long as you can. Shit like that.
How long did it last?
9 hours. And I had to be there the whole fucking time from midnight until 9 a.m.
Wait, how did people not have to pee?
Surprisingly, no one had to pee except for me, and then I went and peed in the bush. But obviously, I maybe could have held it, but I didn't have to, so I didn't. Also, some people did put on diapers. So.
I'm wearing a diaper right now.
Are you actually?
Yes.
Wow, I should have done that.
I wonder if because it's just gonna be one clip, if we could time lapse it. I bet we could. That'd be fucking sweet.
Oh my god. Fuck.
Alex drops this plate right now. I'm just gonna laugh. We're officially at the 30-minute mark. Congratulations, no one's dropped. Good job, guys. But with that, I'm gonna offer you guys a little temptation. You guys will get a reward if you drop now. Does anyone want to drop now? A mystery reward could be anything if you drop now.
Is it gonna be a picture of a carton of milk at the auction?
Try to tell me that wasn't fucking hilarious.
No, watch it. None of us are gonna take it, but it's probably like something like you win the challenge, you get to decide who the final two are.
Megan, do it.
No, no chance.
Megan, it's a game.
I just wanted something where I would have the opportunity to take off my hoodie. Fuck.
You should have thought about that.
Well, I was thinking about it, but then I had to move all the shit out of the way, so I forgot.
All right, so looks like no one's taking it. It was gonna be. Let me share my screen. A bag of pretzels. You guys missed out. How sad.
What kind of snack do you think I could eat while standing here?
I mean, you can have your roommates feed you anything if you want.
I know, but like, what do you think I could eat without them being here?
You could drink anything you want.
My water's all the way at that table, all the way next to my laptop. That's awful.
Yes, because I was talking about water. I mean, you could eat like a chip or something.
Should I have my? I mean, I'm not gonna have my roommates bring in the Tito's from my living room, but could be.
Why not?
I think I need to be at my top. You know, I don't want to be drunk.
My peak athletic performance is like 3 drinks in. Also, at the half-hour mark, we're gonna make it a little bit harder for you guys. New rule: you cannot move your plate. You can't move your plate. So I'll give you guys 10 seconds to put your plate where you want it to be. Plate's gonna be here for the rest of the challenge. I'm going to take a picture of where your plate is once you guys finish moving it, and plate can't move for the rest of the challenge.
Can my hand come off while I move this plate?
Nope. You gotta put it on.
Take off my hoodie, Brady.
You cannot take off your hoodie, Alex. I'm sorry, that is your own doing. All right, you guys got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. All right, this is where your plates are gonna be for the rest of the challenge. If you move your plate, you're out. So don't move your fucking plate.
Was stuck here regardless.
All right. With that, congratulations, everyone. You're at the 1 hour mark. Second rule is you have to be on one foot. You cannot rest that foot on another foot. You just have to hold your foot up. You cannot put that foot on anything. The foot just has to be up. Can't rest on the other leg. Can't hold that foot. Like Megan's doing a great job of it right now. So get your feet up in 10. And you can't switch feet at all, too. So 10, 9, 8.
Can't switch feet?
Nope. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so that foot's up for the rest of the challenge. If the foot
You can see that it's off, right? Because I can't see.
That it's off.
Okay.
If foot touches the ground, or if you balance like that foot on your other foot, or if you hold that foot or something like that, you're out of the challenge. So make sure your foot is up. This will be much more difficult than the 30-minute one, where you can't move the plate. So make sure you're ready. All right, so what we're also gonna do, we're gonna do a little rites of passage thing, because obviously we didn't do that this season. So if you guys don't know what that is, we're gonna talk about every person that was voted out. So to add a little entertainment to your life. So let's start with talking about Ian, the first person voted out. What words do you guys have to say about him?
He kind of shot himself in the foot by deleting the idol clue off the group me, but he seemed like a fine kid besides that.
All right, next up is Zach. What can we say about Zach?
Zach, I feel bad for him. Zach was a really fun person to just talk to. But unfortunately, his energy is kind of the reason why he got voted out, and also that he kind of essentially blackmailed Megan C into not helping her with her computer science homework or something like that. So, yeah.
All right, next up we got Maddie.
I like Maddie. I didn't want to vote her out. My alliance did, so kind of awkward. I've seen her a few times since she got voted out.
All right, now we got Kaylin.
I wanted to work with her early on, but I ended up voting her out because apparently the plan shifted. Okay, I'm actually gonna tell you guys this because obviously a lot of things are gonna get messed up, but I wanted you guys to know this right away. Brian did not have a vote block at that tribal. I lost my vote, and I told Brian to switch his vote to Kaylin. So that's actually how she got voted out.
You told him to switch his vote.
Yes, I told him to switch his vote.
And if he hadn't, he would have gone home?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew something didn't add up with that advantage thing.
Yeah.
Why was Brian so insistent that he had won?
Yeah, like I told him after, like, you didn't have to cover for me like that, and he seemed fine with it, so.
Wait, so were you guys like an alliance?
Yes.
Okay. Like an alliance that other people knew about?
No.
Okay, wait, so then why were you close with Brian S at the merge? Because it didn't seem like...
Yeah, wait, that's shocking.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like that.
Yeah, me and Brian did have an alliance at the merge that we never told anyone about.
Oof. Did a lot of good.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously you guys didn't get to know him, but Brian C is one of the most level-headed people I've ever met. Like, he's very calm and collected all the time. Like, he's a very easy person to talk to.
All right, before we go on to the next person, I'll see how everyone's feeling. How's that leg being up? Has it made it harder?
Not at all.
My hip is hurting.
Same.
Good. That's why this challenge is more difficult. All right, next person, Megan C.
Megan C was definitely the best player on the original De Beers tribe. Like, I honestly hope she comes back for another season because she very much could have won this game if she got to the merge. She was such a good player. Very, from my point of view, she was a very confident person and a great person to have conversations with. All around, I just really liked talking to her.
Yeah, I was partnered with Megan C for that, like, inter-tribe game thing, and I really liked her. We had a lot in common. She seemed really cool. And I wanted to work with her, honestly. If I was going to work with any of the bears on that swap tribe, I wanted it to be her. And then immediately when we got put on that swap tribe, she wanted to vote me out. So guess it did not go both ways.
All right, next up we got Juan.
Juan, I loved Juan. So I don't know if I told Megan or Jared this, but me, Luciana, and Juan were in a secret alliance, the Latin survivor players, La Tribu we called it. So I really wanted Juan to stay in for a while, and then, you know, all the drama happened, but such a lovable, energetic guy, and the season was worse off without him and all the drama he would have brought. The Juan.
Some roomy help right now.
Reaching distance. Am I allowed to touch things?
Yes, you can't lean on anything. You can grab
Okay.
some water if you want to. Next up, we got Carolyn.
Yeah, Carolyn was actually a very fun person. Like, we constantly had a running joke with her where she would constantly spill things on her bedroom floor, and we would ask her, like, "You're not spilling anything on your floor, are you?" And it was just kind of a running gag with it, but, like, she's a very fun person.
All right, so before we get to the next person, how's everyone's legs doing? I see Megan's, like, popping in some weird positions. Jared's been hopping around a little bit. Alex is just shaking. Everyone, how you feeling?
My hip still hurts.
Same.
All right, next up, we got Evelyn.
Aw, I loved Evelyn. Evelyn was so nice. I felt so bad about voting her out.
Yeah, Evelyn's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Hard though. She is a good person. Not was, she is. I say it like they're gone.
Yeah.
They're all good people. They're still like just not in the game.
All right, next up we got Brian S.
Yeah, I guess I'll be the one to talk about him. So, Brian, like, you get to know him, he is a really funny guy. Like, he's got this really good energy about him. And, again, great person to talk to. I also think he's a big life of the party, and he's just an enjoyable person all around. And yes, me and him did have an alliance up until he got voted out, so.
All right, after Brian S, we got Will.
Will's a cool dude. Again, I say this a lot, but he's a very easy person to talk to. I've said that about a lot of people in this game, but he's very chill and collected, and like me being an introvert and him being introverted, like we both had really good conversations with each other where the conversations just flowed off very easily. So yeah, I really liked talking to him, and it was just unfortunate the way he got voted out.
I think Will was like one of the strongest players in this game. His ability to just, like you said, like talk to anybody was crazy, and he's a very social person. Right when the swap happened, like within 2 days, Evelyn, Juan, and Luciana all said like how much they liked Will and wanted to keep him in the game, and that like scared the shit out of me.
All right, next person we got Luciana.
We kind of hit it off from day one, and she was like someone that I felt like I could tell like everything that was going on, and you know, I think I hope we're still friends after this, even though I voted her out. She's like super cool, great person, incredible player, and like her knowledge of the game was crazy, and voting her out was not something that made me happy at all. It was probably the saddest I was to write someone's name down.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Luciana was, if she was still here, I think she would win, even if Will was still here. And yeah, I hope we're still friends too, because Luciana's a good person.
You guys are all shifting more and more, and honestly, kind of giving me joy. All right, next person we got Sreya.
I like Sreya. I miss having her here. She was always just so nice to talk to. Every time you would go on a Zoom with her, it'd just be also like, it would be calm. Like that's the one thing, like in this game, like there wasn't one person besides her that was just always calm when I went on a Zoom. Even when she heard her name, she was calm. It was crazy.
All right, next up we got Rohan.
I felt bad for him because like I know I betrayed his trust all throughout the merge, so yeah, like that obviously wasn't fun for him, but yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I can't wait to drink with Rohan once this is over. Really bonded with him from day one. We were really close since the beginning, and unfortunately we kind of both knew that we weren't going to make it to the end together. There's an unspoken agreement, and I
dropped.
Jared is the first one out of this challenge, officially loses balance and drops. Jared will not win final individual immunity, down to Megan and Alex.
All right, let's finish this rites of passage, and then I have a deal for you, Megan.
Okay.
All right, Emma, last but not least.
I feel, well, we kind of have a similar story because we both wrote her name, and it's not like we wanted her gone. Yeah, Emma was a good person. Now, I don't really know, like, it would have been interesting to see what she would have done in the end, because I feel like lots of people thought that she didn't have a shot of winning, but I don't know. There could have been a chance. She like, didn't have any enemies in this game, like, at all. Like, everyone was just happy with her, besides one, but that was not on the truth.
So with that, we're an hour and 27 minutes in. We got 3 minutes till we make it significantly harder. But Alex, you said you wanted to offer a deal to Megan, so what's up?
All right, Megan, do you want to fight this out, or I am gonna take you to the end if I win, especially now that Jared just said he had a secret alliance with Brian and he had that advantage. I wasn't gonna take him before. Now I definitely don't want to. So if you drop, I'm taking you.
Okay, I was about to say the same thing. I promise you, I did the vote with you last time. I voted Emma. I want you in the final 2. So, personally, I want to stay and try to see if I can win this, but if you want to drop, that's fine.
Okay, I don't really want to drop either, so if you want to fight it out,
Okay.
that's fine.
Let's see how long we last. So
Okay,
nothing
fair
goes
enough.
this way.
If I need a pee, I'll drop.
Okay.
Jared, and you winning those 3 immunities really like put you as a threat to win for me, and
Well,
yeah.
here's the thing to keep in mind. Like, I understand that for sure, but keep in mind that I made a lot of mistakes in the merge. Remember, I was voted most likely to get 0 votes at Final Tribal. I know you're probably dead set on bringing Megan to the end, but I do want you to keep this in mind that there's a lot of people, like probably besides Brian S., that are very, very pissed off with the way that I've played this game. So my argument with you is that I actually think you have an easier chance winning against me than you do with Megan. Because again, Megan was seen as most trustworthy. So
Yeah, but I can't be most trusted. I was voted most trusted, but that was because I was probably making people believe that if I was most trusted, I was.
And that makes you a threat.
Trade that trust.
Yeah,
And
but yeah.
Jared, at least from my end, like I came into this game saying no one should trust me, and that like I was gonna backstab people and left and right, and it quickly I realized that like that's easier said than done, and like at this point I kind of just want to see this out with Megan. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know what Megan's perspective is here.
Kind of the same way, like to finish it with just honestly based off of last vote, you should have had the power, but Alex came to me with a plan that gave us the power, and I kind of would rather go that way with him and kind of finish it that way. And my whole thing this whole time has been, if you go, I do believe that you would get a lot of the bear votes. I did not make that many connections with the bears other than Soraya.
Like, I will say, I understand you guys wanting to go to the end with each other because of the fact that you voted together at the last tribal. But I feel like it's going to be harder for you both at the end if you're sitting next to each other.
At this point, at least for me, we've had a plan since kind of the beginning of the merge to follow through together, and I would just kind of rather go that way.
All right, so with that, we're officially an hour and a half into this challenge, meaning to make it harder, you guys can only use 2 fingers. Your plate must not move, so if you guys look at your screens right now, Megan, the bottom of your plate is lined up with that line on your door. Alex, the top of your plate is lined up with the middle of the white and blue flag. So that's the position I'm watching. If your plate drops lower than that, you guys are out. So 2 fingers, still on 1 leg, still can't move the plate. Feel free to continue your conversation. It was a good one.
Okay, so I'll add a little bit more. So Megan, you had stated that you want to stick with your promise with Alex to ride this all the way to the end. But my honest opinion is if you're willing to make the move and vote out Alex, who orchestrated the Luciana vote and has had a lot of power throughout the merge, that could be very, very good.
Actually, the Luciana vote was not orchestrated by me. I wanted to vote out Rohan, and Megan didn't want to vote out Rohan, so that was not me.
I think my thing is also, in addition to wanting to follow it through with Alex, I really do believe a Cinderella, like, if I was on the jury, I'm not so sure, like, I wouldn't vote for you, Jared. Like, I kind of like the whole Cinderella story, like, aspect. Like, you had your alliance with Brian S., which we didn't really even know about, and you came and won 3 immunities and stayed in this game. And I kind of respect immunity wins.
I will say this right now. I don't know what your guys' pitches are going to be at Final Tribal. My vote right now is probably going to Alex. And like, I know, like, again, I mentioned a lot about the chaos that I've been causing. The fact that I've been on the wrong side of the vote for almost every single vote at the merge, that is something you can very much use to your advantage if you take me to the end. I know, again, it's a long shot that you guys are going to want to take me, but I really do think you guys have a better chance of winning this game if you take me to the end. I don't know what more I can say to change your minds, but...
Jared, you didn't receive a vote the whole game. You're playing a perfect game.
Yeah.
Well, me not receiving a single vote might also indicate that people just didn't want to vote me out.
Here's what I'm gonna say. It's not related to what Jared just said. I've never seen this out of Jared because he's been in power for the past little bit and he never really was revealing anything during the game, but he's very convincing and...
I wouldn't agree with that.
Whatever, let me finish. He's bringing up good points and he's a convincing person. Like,
Same with you.
Alex, I'm still with you. If that's
yeah,
what
so like, I'm a convincing person. Sure, Jared's a convincing person in my opinion. Like, if you were in a jury with him over me, like, just hearing how he's talking now, I would not be shocked if he was able to sway people on the jury. And he, you know, he has a good story. Oh my God. Oh.
Alex, how you doing? Struggle a little bit?
Yes.
You've like almost fallen over a couple times. Megan is like constantly shifting, but like looks more in control at least.
Yeah, Megan, all I'll say is like, you know, we made that deal like very early on and like, truthfully, I didn't think we were gonna get this far. I thought someone would turn on the other, but I'm glad we have made it this far and like, I'm gonna see it out no matter what.
Me too.
All right, congratulations, guys. You're officially at the 2-hour mark, meaning you've struggled for 2 hours, and I'm gonna make it harder. So the next thing you must do, you're down to one finger, and your arm must be fully extended. Your arm touching the plate must be fully straight. So hop there, get that arm straight, and hold it. Arm cannot.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm out of the challenge.
Yeah, this cannot be fun. Alex has stopped moving around so much, he's just focused on holding his plate.
Alex, I'm gonna take you to the end. I promise you.
I know, but now it's just like, we've been at it for 2 hours.
Now wavering. Put that foot up.
Alex, I promise I will take you to the end.
Okay, Megan, I might be done in like 2 minutes. We'll see where I'm at. Oh, my foot's numb at this point.
Alex, if I give you my word, I promise I'm not gonna break it. Even if there was a doubt in my mind at this point, I can't be the type of person to break a promise like that. That would be the biggest big move in the entire game.
All right, I think I'm out. Oh.
And with that, Alex drops his plate.
What's up?
Megan wins final individual immunity, is immune for this vote, and also gets to pick which one of these other two she is taking to the end. All right, come on in, guys. Welcome, Megan, Jared, and Alex, to your final 3 tribal council. Before we go any further, let me welcome in the members of our jury that can make it today. We got Evelyn, Brian, Luciana, Sreya, Rohan, and Emma, voted out / tiebreakered out of the last tribal council. All right, so we'll get right into it. our big immunity winner, Megan. Congratulations again. But how are you feeling? Is this an easy decision for you? Hard decision? Or where are you feeling on that?
It is an easy decision, and I feel bad. So I do want to take Alex to the end. I know that there's a good possibility that I lose. But also, I've been with Alex since the beginning. We had made a pact to make it to the final 3, actually, with Emma. And I don't know, I think it's a toss-up between the 3 of us, and at this point, I'd rather stick with the loyalty game.
Alex, obviously there's a lot of talking during the challenge that kind of confirmed that was Megan's thought process. Are you feeling great right now? Did you expect this to happen? Or where are you at?
You know, I did think there was a possibility that Megan would take me, but at the same time, like, you kind of want to be in control of your own destiny. Once Jared dropped his plate, we kind of just became an open discussion about the final 2, and yeah, I mean, I would have taken Megan if she was there, and so that's it.
So Jared, what do you have to say? Is there anything, you obviously met with Megan between the challenge and now. Do you feel like it's pretty much set in stone, or is there anything you can say to change your mind?
I do think that it's pretty likely at this point that I'm getting voted out. You know, Megan, I've told you my pitch. You've heard a lot of why I think you should take me over Alex. You know, I've done pretty much all that I can to try and sway her, so.
I did tell Jared when we talked in between this that I know that there was a lot of like questions on if he played a good game or not, but in my mind, I really do kind of respect his game. Like, winning 3 immunities, like, although it's kind of ironic because I didn't win any until now, but I do respect the just winning immunities and getting through that way a lot, actually. I don't know what everyone else thinks, and I guess that was what his point was to me, but I respect it myself, and if I respect it enough that I would probably vote for him, I think that's kind of a sign to me.
And again, I appreciate it. Obviously, you know, it's still disheartening and, you know, to be in this position, but, you know, I've made my pitches to you as to why you should take me over Alex. I know you're probably taking Alex over this point, but I still do hope that you think about what I've said when you go vote. There's not much more I can say to convince you, but yeah, take as you will from me.
All right, I think that's a good note to end on. So with that, it is time to vote. Alex and Jared, you guys will obviously not be voting because you guys would be just voting for each other. There's no point in that. So Megan will be casting the only vote. So Megan, I'll put you into a breakout room and we'll get you to cast that vote, and we'll see if you do end up sticking to your word. All right, so with that, I'll go tally the vote. All right, as idols and advantages cannot be played in the final 3, I will go immediately into reading the single vote that Megan has cast. Person being voted out will be asked to turn their Zoom video off immediately. I'll read the vote. 16th person vote out of Survivor Michigan Season 7, and the 9th and final member of our jury, Jared. Jared, please turn your video off and we'll set you up in a breakout room.
Guys, I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure getting to play with all of you guys. Like, I've loved Survivor for a long time, and I'm glad I got to play this with all of you. I do hope that we can meet up sometime in person once, you know, the pandemic tones down, but it's been great, and I hope that we all stay friends after this game. You know, I knew this was coming. I knew that I was very likely getting voted out. I was so close to getting to the end. You know, I love Survivor to my core. I've watched this show for so many years, and I finally got this opportunity to play, and I wouldn't change it any other way.
Final 2, baby. I'm so excited. I'm like, I was in shock when it happened that I made it that I managed to make it in the situation I was in to the final 2. When I made it to the final 5, I said, if it's a final 2, there's no scenario where I'm in it, unless I'm winning the final immunity. So to make it even to here has been a huge success in my mind. And my approach going into this final tribal council is I haven't prepared any script or anything I'm going to say for any call so far this game. So I'm not going to start now. I'm kind of just going to wing it, and I'm a pretty convincing person. So like maybe I'll have like a few points that I know I want to say beforehand, but nothing like written out or anything. I'm just going to kind of go for it. And I think I have a really good shot, honestly. So
okay, so this will be the last confessional. There's not really much to say for this. Going into Final Tribal, I've prepared an opening speech. And then after that, I guess I'm just gonna wing it. I guess my main points are gonna be that like throughout the game, I like made a lot of different alliances that most people like didn't know about. So like if I said it was under the radar, like it didn't like get out to other people, and like that was how I was voted the most trusted in the game. It's not like I was exactly lying to people, but I wasn't exactly telling the truth either. But like nobody does in this game, I don't think. So yeah, I guess this is it then. It's been fun, guys. Yeah, I'm surprised I made it this far. I was surprised, honestly, like every vote in the merge that I was still here. So I'm excited that I just made it. So it'll be fun tonight. We'll see what happens, but it'll be fun.
All right, come on in, guys. Alex and Megan, welcome to Final Tribal Council. All right, before we do anything further, let me welcome in the members of our jury. We got Carolyn, Evelyn, Brian, Will, Luciana, Sreya, Rohan, Emma, and of course Jared, voted out at the last tribal council. You guys will each get 3 minutes to make your opening arguments. We're going to start with Megan, and then Alex will go second for those. Then each jury member gets 5 minutes to ask you whatever they want, questions about your game, to harass you a little bit, maybe just to make conversation, whatever they want to do. That 5 minutes is all theirs. Then we'll go on to 3 minutes each of closing statements. Alex will start the closing statements. Megan will finish it.
All right, well, it's so nice to see all you guys. I want to start off by thanking all of you. Each of you helped both of us get here, and that speaks to each of your games, that we were too afraid to bring you here. So to start my petition for why you should vote for me, I want to point out that every single vote I cast was cast for the right person that went home that night. I never voted incorrectly. I do think my game was strategic, and although I had to vote off alliance members, I kept switching who I'd work with to make it here. I know I was voted most trusted, which then put a target on my back, especially from Jared, so thank you. The reason for that was because I did have multiple alliances throughout the merge. There was the whole Spurs alliance. The alliance was Sreya, Emma, and myself. The middle, which was Alex, Rohan, Luciana, and me. And then there was my alliance with Rohan. From the start, Rohan and I would work through most votes together. And I knew he was a great player because of that. So instead of writing down Alex's name, I wrote down Rohan's. Luciana, Rohan, and myself were voted most likely to win this game. And although I loved playing with them, I figured I couldn't go against them at the end. My philosophy was if you stay in one alliance too long, you will be targeted, and so that is why every vote I decided what alliance I needed to stick with and which one I needed to move away from. Opposite of Alex though, I wanted to keep most of my alliances under the radar. so it was easier to switch from one alliance to the other for each vote. Speaking to that, I actually met with Brian C. Before the tribe swap, and we swapped tribe information. He actually told me about Burundi and that it was a obvious idol clue, so I knew Luciana had the idol before she told me, actually. And then when the tribe swap happened, Carolyn and I picked the tribes. I kept Emma and Juan apart to keep Emma safe because I wanted to work with her in the future. And I put Rohan and Alex together knowing I wanted to work with both of them. Although Emma was one of my closest alliance members, I voted for her in the end. Partly because I didn't want Jared to have the power in the final four vote, just because he had immunity, but also because of my vote for Emma, Alex was still here. I could have voted for Alex, but I decided I would rather take him to the end and have the whole challenge in the final four. So I guess I just ask you tonight to look at game and strategy, whether your vote is for Alex or myself. I've loved playing with all of you guys, and thank you for getting me here tonight.
Hey guys, really excited to be here. Just wanted to thank you all as well for playing this game, and it's been an incredible experience getting to know all of you and becoming friends throughout this process. We've all had this opportunity over the past few months to have one of the most unique experiences, I think, at the University of Michigan, and it's been even crazier having a completely virtual season. So right out of the gate, I was able to establish strong relationships with Luciana and Juan, both on an individual level and together as part of La Tribu, which was like a Hispanic player alliance. And then with Rohan and Maddie, also individual and as a group as like a senior player thing. And that set me up really well for the pre-swap because I was able to pretty much make sure that no one was going home who really was important for me in the long run. And that did include Maddie, because at a certain point, I kind of thought that she was going to flip on me or flip on the Spurs in general. And so by the time the merge came around, I had already lost two of my strongest bonds in Maddie and Juan. But during that swap time, I had taken the time to get closer with Megan and Emma, as well as Jared, who for a brief period, me, Jared, and Rohan were in a Keynesian crew alliance of the econ majors. And this set me up really well for the long term in the merge, because even with the Bears getting decimated and the threat of Spurs turning on each other looming, I knew that I had people I could trust, and that when it was time to flip on people, that I wouldn't hesitate to be the first person to do that. And I kind of realized that after the first merge vote, when I kind of sat down to take a look at who I would want to sit with in the final three. And I realized that even though Luciana and Rohan had been my number ones for the whole game, that had an expiry date, and that I was proactive and reached out to Emma and Megan to have that final three deal. And it got me to where I am now. And finally, I just want to say I came into this game thinking it was all about big moves, and I had to backstab and betray and lie in order to make those happen. But I quickly realized that you need to have people that you can trust and rely on to make those moves happen as well. So I had to adapt really quickly. And lastly, I'm here tonight to be completely honest and transparent with you guys, the jury. So ask me anything. And I just want to thank you so much for helping me get to this position, which I'm at now.
Perfect. Thank you, Alex. So with that, we'll turn it over to the jury. And obviously, this game comes down to you 9 members of the jury, as tonight you are going to vote for who the winner of this game is going to be. We're starting off with Carolyn. Your 5 minutes starts now.
Hello. It's been a minute since I got to talk in one of these. Alrighty, so I think I want to start off by saying I'm really disappointed in this final 2. I think both of you really suck. I think your games have been so boring and just not entertaining to watch. You're not interesting, you're not entertaining, it's just boring. Anyway, so I don't want to hear, why you should win. I don't care. I want to hear why you think the other person shouldn't win. That's what I want you to tell me. Okay, go.
I think I should win over Alex just because if I hadn't have voted for Emma and I had switched my vote to Alex, Alex would be sitting on the jury right now. And then again, at the final 3 when I won, I did take him here. So I could have sent him to the jury. It was all up to me in the final 4 vote, but that's not what happened. I brought him along.
On the flip side, I think Megan doesn't deserve to win because for a lot of the merge votes, she kind of just went along with what was planned. She wasn't ever really like leading the charge on votes, and kind of was fine having me and Rohan or me and Luciana be the bad guys, like leading the charge on votes. And
Which
it's not
votes?
which votes.
I came up with the Luciana vote. You came up with the Rohan, and it ended up being Luciana.
I came on with the Rohan vote. I had the idea to change the vote to Brian S. I had the idea to do Will. I think
the vote was always going to be Brian S.
No, at first it was going to be Evelyn and then Jared, and I had a talk with Rohan, and we said like, wait, we can work with Jared. Why would we vote him out? Let's do Brian S instead. And then we told you guys, let's change the vote to Brian S. And that's exactly
that's one vote. And then when you proposed Rohan and it blew up in your face.
Actually, that actually was a blessing in disguise that it blew up in my face, because it worked perfectly that Luciana and Rohan started playing with their backs against the wall and making a lot of mistakes and really lying to everyone in the game, and it really just worked to make me closer with you and Emma. So it kind of just built that relationship stronger and made Rohan weaker than he already was. So
it was a blessing in disguise, but I was the one who proposed the Luciana vote that time, and that's
I mean, you proposed it, but it was going to be one of those two regardless. Like, it wasn't like you shifted the vote entirely off one person to another.
And I'm not saying I did, but how is that not leading votes?
Okay, you
All right, I'm
played one vote.
Hi guys. Just like Carolyn, it's been a while. My first question I'm going to propose is to both of you. And if I'm being honest, I want to know something that's interesting about you. Because through this game, I've been bored out of my mind trying to get to know you guys. And I want to vote for somebody that has a good character. And at this point, you guys' characters are kind of flat.
Interesting, like personally or in this game?
Could be either. It's up to you.
Okay. I guess throughout this whole game, I've been training for a marathon. I feel like I've told that to everyone.
You may think I'm boring, but like, I was playing the game to win, and I'm sorry if I wasn't making like huge moves that would make me, or not huge moves, but like causing drama and stirring shit up. Like, that's just not really who I am as a person. And like, I was here to win and to entertain as well, but one was more of a priority. Evelyn, we've talked at length about skiing. Went skiing in March for the first time in a while with my family, and incredible time doing jumps and tricks and falling and being lost in the woods for hours on end, and it was just a great time. And if you think I'm boring, great. I thought we were getting along, so disappointing to hear.
Thank you, Evelyn. Next up, we'll go to the crowned man himself, Brian.
Okay. So I feel like it's already kind of been emphasized enough that it's been brought up. The game hasn't been the most exciting. I think it's funny that Spurs and DeBears both end with Z's, because I was asleep on this jury watching the game. So I kind of want to be proven wrong on that. I want both of you to point out just a moment or just something that happened that you think you did that made really good TV.
I guess I can go. There's a few. I'll highlight the first. Right after the swap, Megan mentioned that she got information from Brian at C to get that Luciana had the idol. I didn't need to get information from the other tribe because Luciana just told me right when she got it that she had the idol, and she offered it to me within a minute of her telling me. And a few days later, I felt like I needed it, so I asked her for the idol. Although it was misplayed, I think that made for good TV and entertaining. Like, who knows what was going to happen in that vote. It was a 2-2-2 tie vote that went to a revote, so I think that was good. And then the move with Rohan and like
me winning immunity. So like going on like this power trip. Although Rohan didn't end up going home that week, that was a lot of me doing the pot stirring and trying to be entertaining, and that's not really who I am. So it didn't really work out my way, but that was another thing that I did that I thought brought some drama.
Not that this is important, but I know we've talked a lot about drama so far, but to me, my game was not based on trying to create drama. I didn't care about creating good TV. I cared about getting to the end. And I don't think most people cared about creating good TV because, I mean, nobody made this game exciting if that's the case then. But I did meet with Brian C, and I do think that that was kind of shocking for before the merge. And that was probably like an hour or two long conversation, swapping every detail pretty much about both of our tribes with each other. I do think that even though my idol was misplayed as well, so 2 misplayed idols this game, any vote in the merge that I could have played that idol, it wouldn't have mattered because I wasn't going home regardless. But I do think because of that idol and because I shared it with multiple people, that created a lot more drama, especially with Jared. Jared and I had multiple phone calls where I brought up the fact that he was saying my name. It was confirmed. Then we would talk about basically where it was from there. And pretty much since Luciano was voted out, I think every single tribal, I would meet with Jared 5 minutes before and ask if he was writing my name or saying my name.
Alex, this is specifically for you. Honestly, I'm a little jealous because I think we're similar in that we're both seniors. We have one class, but oddly enough, I was kind of targeted for breathing right off the bat. And meanwhile, you had it made. You had like people early on your tribe that set themselves apart. You had an idol given to you at the swap. You had the numbers at merge. You had people willing to flip at the swap and work with you at merge. So I guess I want to know for you, Alex, what was one part of the game that you felt screwed over? Because I felt screwed over throughout the game multiple times. I want to know what part of the game was either hard or you got screwed over.
Yeah. It was kind of the same thing both times. There was 2 points in this game where I got an advantage that turned out to be a disadvantage, which was to lose my vote. And you're right. And that's more, I think, telling of how I played the game, that I was able to build those bonds that both times I lost my vote, I didn't even have to worry about the lost vote. It wasn't any skin off my back. Like I knew who was going home either way. And that was because I had strong allies who I knew weren't gonna, or I didn't even have to tell them I lost my vote. I knew it was gonna happen anyways. It didn't affect anything.
Congrats, guys. This one's for Megan. So Megan, I've been sitting on the jury, waiting, hoping for you to finally do something interesting. I've really been looking for any reason to give you my vote. I think at the beginning of the game, you earned it. And all you had to do is make a play to solidify your worth. Yet, you refused to help yourself if that meant being divisive or stepping on other people's toes. So right now, I want to make you step on somebody's toes. I want you to talk shit about any one of the contestants here, excluding yourself. You can say anything.
Well, you probably won't like this, so I'll probably say it about you. I was told that you were sharing screenshots between texts that I had sent to other people. And so I definitely didn't like that. And when it came time to vote you out, I was telling other people that, and actually I was telling Evelyn about your multiple alliance propositions and final 3 to, you said different things to Rohan, to Alex, to Luciana, and to me, all different alliances, which is interesting. And so I think after saying that to Evelyn and all other people, for your vote, that was a big factor in the reason why a lot of people wanted you to go home, I think.
Alex, I think, myself included, everybody sitting on the jury has been playing back the events of this game and just kind of role-playing what could have gone differently and what they should have done differently. You know, you've always struck me as a little bit cocky, so maybe you won't have an answer, but if you go back and change the past, what would you do differently?
You know, I got to this point in the game, and I do think I've played a great game, so there's not a whole lot that I would change, which I guess is what you expected me to say. I think one thing is I definitely wish I had really gotten closer with a lot of the Bears, especially like Carolyn and Brian. You know, a lot of the time, like when I voted you out, it was mostly because I'd had like 1 or 2 conversations with each of you, and like I didn't feel like I could work with you guys going forward, and that's partially my fault for not really making as much of an effort. And it's not like, I don't know how much it would have changed game wise. Like maybe I still would have voted you guys out, but it would have made it easier now that I'm here to maybe count on you for a vote. So if I were to change something, that's what I would change. Like the votes mostly went the way I wanted them to go, if I'm being honest. So that I think is just a testament to how I played, that I knew going into, like Megan said at the beginning, she knew, she wrote the right person's name down at every vote. I didn't write the right person's name down at every vote because I was part of some vote splits where I had to put someone else's name down, but I knew going into every tribal who was going home.
All right, congrats guys, as the first member of the middle to tell you that. Proud y'all made it. So let's test this honesty for a second. In Survivor fashion, raise your hand if in an alternate universe you would have taken me to Final Four. Glad we're being honest. All right, so Megan, Survivor is much like prepping for a marathon. You have to train and set yourself up for success when the time comes to compete, which is now in this game. You're at the finish line, so how do you set yourself up for success? Were there any skills or strategies you made as an individual, not as a group, but as an individual, which cleared your path to the end?
Yeah, I do think that when I would meet with other people and try to form alliances, pretty much all of those alliances were under the radar. Like I did not want those to be known because of the fact that I didn't want to solidify anything. Like I didn't want to be committed to one thing, which that sounds bad that I was committed to a lot of different alliances.
No, it's not bad, but like everything was spur strong because like you mentioned the middle, and then you mentioned you and Emma, and then you mentioned you and Rohan. And that's been there since literally the first day of the game. So
yeah, and so I stuck with my original tribe. Alex did too, for the most part. He didn't really make any alliances with the Bears. I did have an alliance with Brian C. He was voted out in the swap tribes, so that never panned out to anything. But we did swap tribe information, so I knew about all the original Bear votes and the votes before the merge on their tribe.
All right, great. Let's switch the tables over to Alex. The big question everybody asks in Survivor is, who is running this game? Yet this season, you were blessed, in my eyes, with the driver's seat and literally trucked your way to the end. Many times I felt like my hands were tied, and by the time I realized how fast you're going and that you needed to be stopped, I got booted. I thought the events of my votes would have given some clarity to the passengers to try and hijack you some way, but there was no turning this car around. So how did you manage to find, steal, or have someone give you the keys to this vehicle for weeks and weeks on end? Yeah,
so I think that was kind of the turning point of my game, I think, was the week that you went home. I'd worked really hard to become close with Megan. Like, it's a certain thing to be the #1 most trusted person in the game. It's another thing to be the #1 most trusted person of the #1 trusted person in the game. Like when Megan got the idol clue, she shared it with me 5 minutes after that Zoom meeting had ended, and we were finding the idol together the very next morning, and I knew as the split second she found the idol, I knew about it. Whereas you guys maybe found out later that day or the next day. Like I already knew. She was asking me whether to tell you guys. I told her, yeah, you should tell them. And so that, whatever. And then later on, once you had gotten voted out, like you were telling me like this freshman girl alliance, like someone's going to go home, like one of us is going to go home anyways. Like I already knew that, like, I think I'm closer with Megan and Emma than Sreya is. So I'm not afraid that I'm going to get voted out. I'm like, for me, it was going to be you, Rohan, and Sreya, and
no particular order, and that's exactly what happened. Like, that's what I had in my head planned out, and it's exactly how it went down.
The fact that you said the driver's seat for Alex, in my eyes, Alex kind of followed what Rohan's vote was until he got voted out. That's how I saw it. I was close. I was very close with both of them, actually. Rohan, Alex, and Emma
were
were
joint
my
efforts.
alliances.
Yeah, I was
I
close
saw
to both the
Rohan
guys
get those
too.
votes.
I had final 3 packs with the guys as soon as Evelyn and Brian got voted out. So, yeah.
They didn't follow through on that, obviously, though.
Obviously not, because I blew it up.
Hi guys. Alright, so it's important as a Survivor player to be self-aware and to know at all times what everyone else is thinking about you. To give you a head start for my question, this is what I think about each of you. Megan, you played an excellent defense, except I think your gameplay resembled an ostrich, because every time you heard your name, you had a bit of a meltdown and would stick your head underground and play it a bit safe, and at one point you even wasted an idol for that reason. Alex, you strongly resemble a pig. You're crafty, but as a result you got yourself in the mud at times and stepped on a few more toes than Megan ever did. What I want to ask is, at this point right now, which of us do you think is going to vote for you and why, for both of you, in any order?
First, I just want to point out that my idol would have been misplayed regardless, because I wasn't going to get enough votes to be voted out. So that idol was never going to be played correctly. Whether that's a good thing because I had enough people close to me that wouldn't vote me out, or a bad thing because it got misplayed. So that's what I'm going to say on that. Alex, did you want to start, or who did you want?
I'll start. I'll also just say, like, my idol, yes, it was misplayed, but I would have had to give it back to Luciana anyway, so I think it was a good move to use it so that she couldn't have it. Secondly, who I think will vote for me, I still haven't heard from Rohan, Emma, or Jared, but I think Rohan will vote for me, you, Luciana, Will, and Emma, and Jared, and then I'm not sure about Carolyn, Evelyn, and Brian, honestly.
I would hope Evelyn, Emma, Jared, and you would vote for me. To be honest, I thought Rohan was my closest alliance in this. I knew he was very close with Alex as well. I had heard him say multiple times, though, that he didn't want to lose to a freshman. So I don't think his vote will be going to me tonight, which is understandable, I guess. Luciana, I was close with as well, and I thought she played the best game out of here, out of everyone here, no offense. Better than me. If I could take her game right now, I would be so happy because it would be a guaranteed win. So I don't know where Luciana's vote will go tonight, but I hope she can see that although she did say Alex was in the driver's seat, I don't really see it that way. I definitely thought he followed more Rohan's vote, and that was until the final 5 when Rohan was voted out.
Next up, we got Rohan. Rohan, your 5 minutes start now.
All right, let me get a little extra time, Brady. I got a lot to say. Okay, what's up, guys? I just want to start out by saying I love both of you. You guys both played a great game. You guys are doing a great job so far, so keep it up. I want to start with Megan. So Megan, last tribal you pitched that your decision was based on loyalty, and it's something that came up in this final tribal council as well. Something I want to address. As someone that you have claimed to be loyal to many times, as well as at this tribal council itself, loyalty doesn't really mean much to me. The problem with trying to be everyone's friend is that it's impossible to get to the end without betraying some of those friends. And so I would have personally respected it a lot more if you had played for yourself, played for how to get yourself to the end at the best way possible rather than loyalty. Because I'm not gonna lie, your loyalty made for, in my opinion, kind of a lackluster game. Alex, I'd like to go with you now. You accomplished pretty much exactly what I wanted to do. As much as I wish I was sitting at your seat right now, it's hard for me not to respect the game that you played. You manipulated most of these guys into thinking you were someone they could beat, and then you played a pretty flawless endgame, something that I couldn't have done. You told me that you didn't want to go to the end with me because we played two similar games, but in my opinion, you really distinguished yourself, particularly in those two aspects. That being said, my vote is still undecided. I appreciate all the positive things that were said about me at this final tribal, but at the end of the day, it's about you two. My peers have done a very good job about addressing the strategic aspects of this tribal, but I want to take a different approach. So my question is, if you guys saw me at a bar and you thought I was cute, which, like, let's be honest, like, doesn't really need to be hypothetical because you guys think I'm cute regardless, what drink would you buy me and why? Alex, let's start with you.
Okay, I mean, we're gonna start off with some shots. Either way, maybe, I'm tequila. Why not? Fun time. And honestly, like, rum and Coke, I think, would be a good drink for both of us to enjoy. Honestly, like, it's kind of weird for me because, like, I got along with you really well. So, like, honestly, I think if at this point, like, any drink, we'd hit it off and we'd have a good time. So that's my approach.
Okay.
Well, you have said that I am a lightweight. So I think I would start off with getting a Mike's Hard Lemonade, which has like zero.
Good choice.
And then maybe you could bump it up to some Captain Morgan. Take a few shots of that, I guess. And I would probably have to stop there. Maybe you could keep going, but I would just line up the shots after that. Then
Don't worry, Rohan. We'll keep going after she's out of commission.
Sorry, gonna be honest here.
That's fair. I just want to address, I do believe that, you know, there's a lot of stuff going around that, like, Alex was just kind of following my coattails. I do believe that it was a joint effort for most of the pre-merge votes, and then after I was voted out, he really took the driver's seat.
Next up, we're on to Emma. Emma, your 5 minutes starts now.
Hello, you two. It's been a little bit since I've spoken to you. First of all, Megan, I do want to say I don't think that your vote against me was as strategic as you think it was, but we can get into that later. My primary question for you is regarding blindsides. Obviously, blindsides haven't, in my opinion, been super relevant. We've been pretty boring and just kind of gone with whatever the predictable vote is. But as we've all mentioned before, you two have pretty much been in on every single vote and every single blindside, including yours truly. Out of the blindsides that you two have been a part of, which do you think was the most beneficial to your game, and why did you decide to go for it?
Actually, I'll start, and this one's actually really relevant to you. I think the Maddie blindside, though this was pre-merge, I think that was very important because right after that, I met with you. And going into that, I knew that you were very close with Maddie. And I know that you weren't informed on that vote. And so I wanted to be the first person to talk with you after that because I did want to have an alliance with you. I thought that you were somebody that I could definitely go to the end with. So right after that blindside, I met with you and I was the first person to explain what had happened. And proving my point of I wanted to have alliances that weren't very out in the open, I asked at that meeting if we could keep this like under wraps, and you said yes, and that's what happened until the end of the merge when there's only so many people left.
My biggest blindside that benefited my game is kind of obvious. It was to force the tie, so I'm not going to go into more at length about that because it's pretty clear why that was a good move for me. But besides that, I think the vote on Will, which may or may not qualify as a blindside, but the vote was for someone else before, and you know, it switched to Will, which benefited my game because although talking about alliances not being out in the open, it was never formally an alliance, but Will had pitched, you know, the big threat staying together, which noticeably did not include Megan. It was me, Rohan, and I think maybe Luciana at the time. And you know, I did really think that was a good move for me to keep Will, but then he started to, you know, spill beans and share screenshots and like he was basically playing all the sides, so I did have to pull the trigger on voting him out, and I think that benefited me because there wasn't that like agent of chaos anymore in the season, and I could basically just, you know, drive the car in the direction I wanted it to.
All right, thank you, Emma. Last but not least, our final juror, Jared. You got 5 minutes. It starts now.
All right, so one of the most important things that I've learned while playing this game is the value of risk. When you take risks, there's potential for a reward and a loss. And the higher the risk that you take, the better your reward could be. If that risk works out for you, then you can devil in how great of a reward that is you receive. But the inverse is also true. If it doesn't work out for you, the consequences could be very, very bad. I've experienced a lot of both sides throughout my time in this game, but that's what Survivor's about. Survivor's about taking decisions that could not only affect your game, but the game as a whole and the games of those around you. So my question for each of you is the same. What is the biggest risk each of you took in this game, whether or not it worked out, and why do you believe it was the biggest risk for your game? Let's start with Megan, and then I'll go Alex.
My biggest risk. To be honest, I know you think risk is a big part of this game, which my game, I did not really want to. I led votes, but I made it seem as if it wasn't just me. Most of the time I met with other people, talked about it, and then we met as a group instead of making it seem like it was all me for votes. I think the biggest risk that I took was probably saying no to the Rohan vote then. When Alex and I met and he proposed Rohan and said he had already solidified Luciana with the vote, and Soraya, I said that I was not okay with that and I didn't think that that was where I wanted to vote. I said I would actually rather vote Luciana. And that was more of a risk because Alex could have flipped on me then and voted me out.
My biggest risk was also in that situation. I decided that I had won immunity and that was the time for me to like ramp up my game. And even though I didn't have the risk of going home that week, it was a move that was gonna create waves for the rest of the game and could have easily got me sent home the next week. So like I sat down and I thought, you know, what if this Rohan move does backfire on me? I thought about that before I even proposed it. And I figured like if it backfires on me, I still think I have close enough relationships in this game where I'll be fine either way. And I went for it. And Megan, you didn't say no to the Rohan vote. You said yes. You preferred to do Luciana. Whether you were going to go through with it or not, you did say yes to me.
I did not say yes. I did not say yes.
Okay, whatever. We're not going to agree on it.
All right, so a lot there, but I do want to just say, no matter what happens tonight, both of you should be proud for making it to the end and doing what 16 other people in this game couldn't do. So no matter what happens, hold your head up high and be happy with the games that got you here.
Perfect. Thank you, Jared. So with that wraps up our time of jurors getting to ask you guys questions. So as I said earlier, you guys will each get 3 minutes to make a final statement before we get off to voting. So Alex, you're up first. Your 3 minutes start now.
I guess to wrap up, I want to address some things that I didn't get a chance to talk about throughout this. Megan mentioned a lot about hidden alliances, and I think I also had just as many alliances that were out in the open and hidden. Like, sure, the me and Rohan dynamic duo thing was very much in the forefront and people never stopped mentioning it, but you know, the middle, for all it's worth, was pretty hidden for a while. Our final 3-pact was hidden. And then there was also the Big Threat alliance with Will. So there was everyone has hidden alliances, is my point. Challenges, I won that one immunity challenge, which was about like, how well do you know the people in this game?
I won that challenge, albeit through a tiebreaker, but still. And in every challenge, although I didn't win anymore, I was constantly like a contender in challenges, and that raised my threat level, even though I tried my best to diminish it. I was always coming in second to Jared in all these challenges. And then my knowledge about what was going on, it's kind of something we can both say, but I knew what was going on with 100% confidence going into every vote. Even having lost my vote at 2 tribals, I felt confident that I would not be receiving a vote or getting voted out. And finally, I think your biggest move of this game maybe was deciding to force the tiebreaker between me and Jared, or me and Emma. But like, for your biggest move of the game to be at Final Four, that means you kind of coasted for a while. Whereas I was really like in the forefront, I think, from way earlier in the game.
Thank you, Alex. All right, Megan, you're next.
Okay, it's enough to say that you were in the forefront, but you still haven't mentioned what your biggest move was. And you also said that I didn't switch the vote anywhere. Actually, for the first vote in the merge, Soraya and I met, and I brought up to her that my name was being thrown out by the Bears. I then got talking with her and told her that the Spurs were throwing out her name. And because of that, we concluded she was not going to vote for me, I was not going to vote for her. And that was when we switched the vote to Carolyn, actually. And then adding on to that, although it didn't amount to anything because Brian C. didn't make it further than the tribe swap, it did help a lot to know everything that was happening with the Bears. I learned the whole dynamic with Jared and Brian kind of being on the outs. So I guess it wasn't as much of a shock that there was a alliance between both of them. And Carolyn and I did win that one challenge before the tribe swap, and we organized the swapped tribes. And I did think strategically that I wanted Emma and Juan apart. That was my big thing. If the Spurs were going to stay strong, Emma and Juan needed to stay apart. And so that is what I pushed for, and that's what happened. Alex and Rohan ended up being together because I wanted to work with both of them, and I was fine with both of them keeping their alliance through that swapped tribe. And yeah, I guess I just want you to base your vote on specifics and not just a general idea on who you think played the best game, because if you really analyze it, it's a close call in my mind. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I would really like you to look at specifics and what we've raised today instead of just your general overview of how you think the game went. And yeah, it's been great working with all of you guys through this. I know you might think it's been a boring game, but I had fun. I liked this a lot. So just thank you for everything. Whatever happens tonight, it was great knowing all of you guys.
Perfect. Thank you, Alex and Megan, as well as the jury. I'm sure you two stiffly gave the jurors a lot to think about. So with that, it is officially going to be the final time to vote for this season of Survivor Michigan. The way this is going to work, jury, this time you are voting for who you think deserves to win the game, not voting someone out. So with that, it is time to vote. All right, so I have the votes for the winner of this game. As there are 9 jurors, 5 votes is what you guys are looking for to crown the winner of Survivor Michigan Season 7, the Wolverine Wheel. So without further ado, I'll read the votes. First vote, Alex. Second vote, Megan. So we have 1 vote, Alex, 1 vote for Megan, 7 votes left. Okay. Third vote, Alex. Alex. We got 3 votes, Alex, 1 vote, Megan, 5 votes left. Alex. Megan. We got 2 votes, Megan. 4 votes, Alex. 3 votes left. Megan. We got 4 votes, Alex. 3 votes, Megan. Only 2 votes remain. And the winner of Survivor Michigan Season 7 Wolverine Wheel, Alex, congratulations.
Thanks so much, guys.
Good job,
Oh my
Alex.
God. Good job, Megan.
Well done,
Oh my God.
Alex.
I wish I could hug all of you right now.
I was alone, I took a ride, I didn't know what I would find there. Another road where maybe I could see another.
Big news today from U of M as the school says it is going to be ready for in-person classes in the fall.
And I suddenly see you. Ooh, did I tell you I need you every single day of my life? You didn't run, you didn't lie, you knew I wanted just to hold you. And had you gone, you knew in time we'd meet again, for I had told you. Ooh, you were meant to be near me. Ooh, and I want you to hear me say we'll be together every day. Got to get you into my life. What can I do? What can I be? When I'm with you, I wanna stay there. If I'm true, I'll never leave, and if I do, I know the way there. Ooh, and I suddenly see you. Ooh, did I tell you I need you every single day of my life? Got to get you in the